crochet tutorial. For this tutorial I would like to show you how to make, it's actually quite experimental, sort of. It's going to be a hooded summer beach dress, maybe transitioning to spring. Here in the south of Spain, spring is summer, so... Anyway, yes, so this is definitely based off a design that I've already made. Sadly though, last year I accidentally deleted half of that tutorial and can't get it back. So that's very upsetting. So I am going to be making that dress again when the summer comes up, but I'm also making it now with the hood. I'm actually quite excited to make this. I think it's going to be really nice. Okay, so I've already made the hood because, as I've said in my hood tutorial, that is for every time I make something with a hood, you can just refer back to that, so that it's your choice. If you don't want to make whatever it is I'm making with a hood, you don't have to. But yeah, so I've already made the hood, so here it is. I think that's big enough. I don't think I need to make it any bigger. It is just going to be a dress, doesn't it? You know, summer dress as well. So here we go. Here's the hood. Yeah, so please refer to the hood tutorial for the hood. For this one, because the yarn is smaller that I'm using, it's my favourite. It's my favourite yarn. Where is it? Come on. So yes, this is what I'm using. My Mondial. So beautiful. The Brilliantina. I used it just before for my shawl tutorial. Anyway, yes. So I'm using this. It's the purple with the green iridescent flecks. I love it so much. It's so beautiful. The saddest thing at the moment for me is that I've gone in, because I actually wanted to get more of the cream yarn for this shawl because, you know, it's not really that big, but that's okay. I'm working with it. And there was none left because they are no longer stocking that, and I have like a fear that it's not even being made anymore. So I bought the last two of the blues that they had. The last two I bought. This one is like my favourite. It's so beautiful. Yes. Alright, so there's that. Sadly, if anybody knows if they're still making the, if anyone knows about the Mondial Brilliantina cotton metallic blend, please let me know, or I could just Google it myself. Anyway, so we're going to be doing the dress, yes, and here's the hood. Like I said, please refer to the hood tutorial to make the hood. Other than that, we're just going to get started on the dress now. I don't think there's anything else to say. Yes, I'm very excited. Oof. Yeah, so in the purple, the iridescent green. That looks good. Alright. Let's get started. Now, to begin this design, also I'm going to start just by telling you that I'm using a 3.5mm hook for this one. And also just wanted to show you the label quickly, because I can never find the ply on the labels in Spain, but I can show you the specifications. So that's what this looks like. That's what we're working with. And made in Italy, and that's what it's made out of, and that's the label. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, I haven't trimmed off the yarn. I'm just working straight from the last stitch of the hood, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be chaining 39. Make them fairly loose, because especially if you're using a cotton blend, it can be a little tight. If you make the chains too tight, it can make it tight to work into them, so kind of a little loose. So chaining 39, but we'll be working with 40 chains to begin with. But for the 40th chain, I'm going to be slip stitching into the other side of the hood. So chaining 39, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so chain 39. Alright, here I am at the 39th stitch, and then there we go, there's my chain of 39. Alright, now, picking up the other end, I'm just going to slip stitch straight into that chain of 2 at the other end. So into the top of that chain 2, slip stitching, and that's going to be the 40th chain. So just like that. Alright, now, for each row we're going to be chaining up one, and they are rows of double crochets, but the chaining up of one just makes it look neater, makes it easier to work with. Anyway, so chaining up one, we're going to chain up one, and then we're going to turn the work, so we're going to be crocheting back down the other in the other direction of the chain. Okay, so sort of, you might have to turn it a little bit so you can see that V on top of the chain. And then yarn over, we're going to put one double crochet into the second chain from the hook. So that's that one just there. See, there's one there, and then the second one, so ignoring the chain one that we did. So that's good, that's not too tight. So one double crochet into that first chain, just like that, and then into the next one we're going to be putting two double crochets into the next chain along. So we're going to be increasing straight away, and the way we're increasing for this dress is that it's going to be two double crochets into every second and every second last stitch. So what do we got? We've got the next chain along, we're going to put two double crochets into that, so one and whoops, two, and then just a single double crochet into each chain till you get to the second last one, where you'll be putting two double crochets into the same stitch, followed by one double crochet for the last stitch. Then you're going to chain up one, turn your work, but I'll meet back up with you at the end of this chain, at the second last. Okay, here I am at the second last stitch or chain, where I'll put two double crochets into the same chain, one, and where are we? There we are. One and two, and then into that last stitch, just one double crochet, just like that. There we go, and there's our first row. And then chain up one, turn the work, and one double crochet into the first stitch. So into the first stitch, and that's beneath both parts of that V. So just like that, into the first stitch, one double crochet, next stitch along, two double crochets into the same stitch, one and two, then a single double crochet into every stitch all the way up until the second last stitch, where you'll put two double crochets and then one double crochet in the last stitch, chain up one, turn the work, and just repeat this process. And we're going to be repeating this process until both sides wrap around and fit, you know, quite snug in the middle of your back. And that's what we're going to be doing. Yeah, so depending on your size, see that this is the good thing about this. I always love to make things that anybody can adjust to suit themselves, and this is just a good example of that, because for me this is the right length, and it's going to sit just beneath my clavicles, or just beneath the collarbone, and this is a good size for me. You can chain more, you can chain less, but yeah, that's how it's going to work. Just depending on your measurements. So yeah, just so you know that. This is a really basic design, there's really not much to it. And so yeah, I'm excited to get this well and truly underway. Alright, so I will meet back up with you when I've reached the point that both sides wrap around and fit snug in the middle of my back. And I'll probably try it on, maybe, see how it looks, show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, okay, so I'll see you soon. Okay, so I just wanted to quickly show you where I'm up to with this. So, I hope you can see this. So I've done the front, and I've worked on it and increased it to the point where when I wrap this around behind myself, obviously not with a jumper on underneath it, sorry, with a jumper on, no. So it meets comfortably and sort of sits at the back, and it's going to be comfortable when I join it. So that's how that's going at the moment. What I'm going to do now is continuing from where I left off. We're going to turn the work and we're going to be crocheting up the sides to put a nice sort of single crochet edging on it until we get to here, and then we're going to be doing a strap, so that will involve chains, chaining back in the other direction. Sorry. And then single crochets along here, and then another strap, because the straps are going to cross over and sort of, I'm going to thread them through here, and they're going to, you'll see when I do it. Okay, yeah, and then single crochets back down to the other side. And then we're going to join it and start work on the body. And I'm not sure now, but I think when I start work on the body, I'm going to be doing a few rounds of just straight double crochets with more increase, just to, you know, increase the length there, and then start work on increasing for the skirt. Let's work on the straps. Okay, here we are. Now, to begin, what we do next is, working straight from where we left off, we chain up one, and then turning to the side. So we're going to be working into the double crochet row ends, and I like to put 2 stitches, you know, per double crochet row end, because there's, like, you know, space enough for 2 stitches. So single crochet just into there, and that's 1, and then 2 into that first double crochet row end. Then moving on into the next one, you can put 2, so 1 and 2. So yeah, just working a single crochet, 2 single crochets into every double crochet row end till you get to the top here, where I'm going to show you how to make this strap. So I'll meet back up with you then. Alright, here I am at the top, and I'm just going to put a final single crochet into the top just there to make it a little more secure. Into that top one. Where am I? Where am I? Alright, so just in there, put a single crochet. Now, what I'm going to do for the strap is I'm going to chain a length of 200, because I want it to be long enough to wrap crisscross at my back, and, you know, just have a nice sort of tie, have a nice sort of effect. So I'm going to chain 200. I know that seems like a lot, but with this yarn, because it's quite fine, it's going to take more stitches, you know. So chaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so chain 200. Alright, now that I've chained 200, I'm just simply going to slip stitch back into the chain all the way back down to the beginning. So working straight, skip the first chain obviously, slip stitch into the next chain along. Just really simple. Slip stitching to each chain all the way back down to the other end. This is just going to make the chain a little sort of stronger and, you know, just nicer looking. Alright, so yeah, I know this probably seems a little obnoxious, but stick with it, you'll make it, you'll get there. And we're going to do this obviously for the other chain, or the other strap, sorry. I'm going to chain 200, then slip stitch into all the chains all the way back down to the other end. But I'll meet back up with you once I've reached the beginning of this again and show you where to go from there. Now that I've finished the strap, so there you go, you can see I've chained and then worked slip stitches back through that chain all the way back to the beginning of the strap, so all the way back to here. Now I'm going to work single crochets across the front, the top of the front of the top. Yeah, so just into those stitches there on the top. So what have we got? We've got here. Try not to get things twisted up. So yeah, I'm just going to do that all the way across the front. So starting maybe into that one just there. Let's have a look. Yeah. Look. So you can see it, just into there. So yeah, just into every stitch, single crochets along the top. Just like that. till you get to the other side, and then once you get to the other side you're going to do another chain of 200 for the other strap, and then slip stitch back down the chain till you reach the other end, and then put single crochets into the other side. Where are we? Hang on. Here we go. Single crochets into the other side all the way till you get back down to there. Then we're going to join the back, and we're going to start work on increasing the length of the body until we've done a few more rounds without increase, and then we're going to start to increase for the skirt. So yeah, and it's pretty basic. Pretty basic. There's actually not much to it, surprisingly. But yeah, so that's what we're doing. Alright, so I will meet back up with you when I have single crocheted down the other side. So 2 single crochets each into each double crochet row end. Remember, we have to do that. So I'll meet back up with you then. We'll work on joining the back. I'm going to see if I can try it on and show you what it looks like at that point, because I want to show you how we're going to be crisscrossing the straps at the back. Okay, so yeah, I'll meet back up with you soon. I've reached the other side, or the end of the other side. See, I've done my straps both at the top, and I've single crocheted all the way down the other side. I'm going to join the 2 bits at the back. So to do that, I'm just going to I'm just going to pick up the other side and then put a slip stitch into the top of the first of those single crochets, or the top of that chain 1 where I began the single crochets up the other side. So slip stitching into there, just like that. Now, straight from there, I'm going to move that out of the way and chain up 2. I'm going to chain up 2 because now we're working on the body and the skirt. We're not doing any increases or anything like that, especially for this round, and maybe for the next 5 or 6 rounds, I'm not sure. And that's when I'm going to start to increase for the skirt. But I'm going to do 1 round of increase right now, and then after not increase, 1 round now, and once I've done that, I'm going to come back and I'm going to try this on quickly and show you what I mean by crossing the straps over at the back, just so you can see what it's starting to look like, the way it's coming together. So 1 straight round without increase, just like that. And because what I do is, once I get to the end of the round, I chain up 2 and then I turn the work and I work back in the opposite direction. And then I slip stitch into the top of the chain 2, chain up 2, turn the work, double crochet back in the opposite direction. And the reason I do that is just because it keeps the garment looking the same the whole way throughout. So it's like kind of a back and forth pattern type thing. So I'm going to do that. So once you get to the end of this round, or once I get to the end of this round, I'll slip stitch into the top of the chain 2. And then, yeah, like I said, I'm going to be trying it on for you. And I'm going to show you what it's going to start to look like. Alright, see you soon. Okay, I just wanted to quickly show you where I'm up to. So I've joined the bottom, I've done the straps, but I wanted to show you, so I've got the hood up now. So that's what the hood looks like. There it is down, and now pulling it up. So that's what it looks like up. And also, I just wanted to show you what the straps look like crossed to the back. So that's the way I've done it, and I've threaded it through the sides, threaded them through the sides, sorry. And yeah, that's just what that looks like. So yeah, so that's all done. I'm really, really pleased with how this is turning out. I think it looks really good. Yeah, so hopefully I'll get this done by Friday and I can wear it to the beach. That'll be really nice. So now, we're going to start work on the skirt. I think that it's actually quite long enough now that I can start work on increasing for the skirt. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing, for rounds of increase, what I find works best so that it doesn't look weird and bulgy in certain places, is if you do a round of increasing every 20th stitch, followed by a straight round of no increase with just double crochets, followed by a round of increasing every 20th stitch. And you just do that obviously until it's as wide as you want it to be, until it's going to fit over your hips, or until it's a bit more flowy. I don't know. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. Okay, so I did actually end up doing another couple of rounds of double crochets without increase, just because I wanted to make it a little bit longer. But anyway, now onto the increases. So what we're going to do is we're going to, straight from where you left off, is chain 2 and turn the work, and then putting your double crochets in. And I always say, don't put your first stitch right into that stitch just beneath the chain 2. Put it into the next one along, because your last stitch is always going to be that place where you slip stitched into the last chain 2 at the end, in the previous round. So it's always going to be that one. So putting in your double crochets, and you're going to count to 20, where every 20th stitch you're going to put two double crochets into the same stitch, and you're going to do that for the entire round. So 1, 2, 3. So yeah, like I said, every 20th stitch 2 double crochets until you get to the end, where you're going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 2, turn the work, and then the next round after that is just going to be a straight round of double crochets without increase. And then, yeah, alternating. Every second row is going to be every 20th stitch is going to be 2 stitches into the same stitch. Yeah, and just until you've increased it to the width that you want. I suggest not going too wide, just because it can end up looking a little weird. But yeah, so that's all you do. And then, yes, you continue doing that, and once you've increased it to the width that you want, just continue to do rounds of double crochets without the increase until the skirt is the length that you want it to be, or until you run out of yarn, which will be my case. But yeah, so that's it. That's how simple this dress is. It's so unbelievably simple. I don't really think there's anything else I need to say until I finished, until I try it on, till we try on our dresses, we see how they look. Yeah, and like I said, I hope this is finished before Friday, so that, no, Saturday. I'm going to hopefully finish this before Saturday, so I can wear it to the beach. That will be nice. Alright, yes, let's go away, let's finish our dresses, and I will see you shortly. Okay, here is the finished dress. And as you can see, this is a super quick design, super quick thing to make. Really, really fun, really cute. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to wear to the beach, and I love it with the hood. I think that's great. I'm very pleased. Also, I just wanted to quickly mention that I would like to be able to keep my channel completely ad-free. So if you at all want to donate to my channel or sponsor me in any way at all, I've started a Patreon account, so I'm going to put the link to that in the description below. It'll give me a lot more time, and obviously help me out with resources to be able to keep coming up with really awesome things, and, you know, yeah. Okay, if you've enjoyed this tutorial, thanks for watching. Okay, yeah, thanks for watching.